afternoon, everybody. Well, we have had an exciting afternoon. The post's not been that long delivered. We've got quite a few people that have sent some tiles in for the swap. So I'm so excited. They're sat here ready. We're not going to open them yet because obviously it's not the time for the swaps and things like that. And I did say I was going to open them all on the day that I do the swap. So thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And it's lovely to see so many of you getting involved. So what are we doing today then? Woohoo! Okay, I've got a cream tile today. My regular basic sort of tile that we tend to use. You please feel free to use whatever colour tile you like. It'll work fine. I've got my regular pen. Oh, brilliant, Bernadette. I'm so glad parcels are getting out. I know I did have an order through yesterday. I do apologise that I've not managed to get it to the post today, but it'll be packed and gone Monday. I've been busy working on something ready for February. I know everything for next week's ready, but yeah, I'm actually a little bit ahead. I've got my pencil as regular. I've got a few tortillons today. There we go. Which obviously means that I'm going to be using my pastel pencils. But we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go, shall we? So, are we ready? Deep breath. I'm looking forward to this one. It's one of those that sometimes, you get a tangle and it just feels bright and shiny and you think, yeah, that's lovely. I'm going to do that. And that's the one I sort of want to portray to you today. So, let's see how it goes, shall we? Let's see. Are we ready then? Pencil. Deep breath. Having said that, the sun is shining a bit today. And the guys at the end of the road have been working on the lake that is the road outside my unit. It's not pleasant, so they've been working really hard to sort of get it so at least we can, get to the gates without needing full-scale waders. But, yeah, at least we're not flooded inside, and I don't think, well, I've been told we never have here, so that's a good sign, so. Oh, brilliant. I'm glad people are about and parcels are getting through. So we've had quite a few today. The postman was a little bit, you've got some post. So it's great. There we are. So I'm just creating a bit of a border here. It might change a little bit later, which is why we do it in pencil. Okay. So don't stress if it's not straight or anything like that. We can come back and we can deal with it afterwards. All right? Okay, so straight in with pen, which is the norm these days. Here we go. I've actually got a 1 today. Doesn't matter. 2s are pretty good. It's just that's what's on the desk. I've probably got a 2 lying around as well. Oh no, that's another 1. Ooh. Oh, I don't know what that was. There we go. There you go. I've got an O2. I've also got a brush, see? So I've got a few lying around. But, yeah, it doesn't matter which it is. Here we go. Aha. I'm going to go a little bit larger. I'm going to start in one of the corners here. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to create a bit of a curve. Let's have a go. Let's go. I'm not going to go to the middle. I'm just going to sort of create one that feels about the right size. There we go. Oh, Maria, that's great news. You finished your first one. It's so frightening, I know, putting pen to paper and doing your first. But hopefully you've looked at it and thought, oh, I'm pleased with that. At least that's quite nice to do, isn't it? Okay, so we've got this kind of shape going on. There we go. So here we go. Let's do another. I'm going to come from this point now. I'm going to create another, but I'm on purpose going to create a different size. You see, it's a bit smaller. I'm going to turn it round. It's just nice to turn it because then my curves just feel more comfortable for me, but you don't have to. There we go. So, let's do another. I'm going to have one this time. I'm going to bring it out quite, make it a bit bigger maybe. There we go. I think the point I'm trying to make is they're all going to be different sizes. Do we all get that? All right. So don't try and make them the same. It doesn't matter. They're all going to be different. All right. Yeah. So let's put one in here. I'm going to go back to the sort of the side of the border there. There we go. And another one there. All right. Okay. So there we go. Let's do another. Sounds like someone's had good news. That's great. It's nice to have good news. There we go. Brilliant. And it's nice that everybody's genuinely pleased. That's lovely. Oh, brilliant news. Okay. So I'm gonna join this one to this one. So I've got this sort of lovely little triangle type of shape there. There we go. And there we go. Let's do another one here. Okay. So let's have a look. Do I want to do one here at the minute? I think so, yeah, I'm going to do one here. So this time, because if I do it here, it's going to sort of go over. So let's sort of take it from this way up. It's going to go slightly under. You see, that's fine. But that just felt right. Okay. And see that one there is going to come down to here. Because then it's obviously, it looks like it's sort of underlapped, doesn't it? Okay, so we could, yeah, I'm going to put another one in here. I'm going to do one a little bit smaller. There we go. Just having fun, really. Getting these curves in. So don't try and plan it. Just, you know, see how it works. See, now let's join this one. And I'm going to join this one while I'm here. Okay. Oh, good morning from... Feels weird to say good morning because it's afternoon here, but good morning. That's lovely. Thank you for joining us. Saying earlier as well, it's really good to be getting lots of tiles for the tile swap. If you don't know what we're talking about, have a look at a video that we did on Monday. And let's see if you fancy joining in. Send us a tile. All the info's on the video. So there's a date to send it to me by, but then we'll do a bit of a swap over. Okay, so this one I'm going to have, so it's going to go underneath there, so it's not going to finish. And here we go. Let's do another one here. So this one, it's going to sort of join in with this one here. But it's going to go, you know, underneath there, so we're not going to join it to a point. Okay. All right, let's put one in here then. This time I am going to put, see, look, I can do that without turning the tile. That's fine. Oh, I know, Barbara. I know what you mean, and it feels weird. But, you know, sometimes it's not, it works. If you've got your hand sort of, can I go out a bit more here? You've got your hand flat. Just actually move, hang on a second, the whole wrist. You see? So rather than try and do this, which sort of restricts you, move the whole wrist. Even if you've got to hold the paper and then around. So if I sort of work that, you see, I'm going to go from here, look, up there. See how I'm just sort of giving it a bit of a guide? And then go for it. See? Just it might help a little. Might not help at all, but it might help a little. There we go. All right, let's have one down here. And again, I'm just going to go over that border actually there. I think so. Okay. All right, so here, let's join this one. And again, it's not going to go quite to the point over there because it's going to join out here somewhere. Now, if you want to, you can actually, you know, pull them out and bring them out if you want to. I mean, I've done one there. So actually, let's have a look. I might just sort of extend that one out of the border. There we go. There we are. Being a bit of a rebel there. Oh, I'm sorry you can't follow. Please don't. I do go a little bit quicker. I'm sorry. It's just that we sort of try and get to it within an hour if we can. And I know sometimes it's a bit tricky. But my basics, it's just the same curve every time, and I'm just doing different sort of sizes as I go. There we go. So I'm going to pull that one out of that border there. So please don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, you can sketch it if you think it's a bit quick. Just sketch what I'm doing as I go, and then have a go at it a little bit later. Okay, let's have a look. See, now here I'm just going to have this one, I think, going underneath there. So I might just join that one, and then the same there. Okay. All right. I think at this point I am actually going to draw that border in, and you can, by all means, I might perhaps bring in another tile, maybe, to do it, or you can use one of your stencils, or yeah, I've got my straight edge, the ruler that comes in handy. So here we go. So you now see what's sort of coming on the outside and what's coming on the inside. Okay, so let's just check, because obviously I've still got that pencil line and I don't want to draw through anything I've already put in, see? And then here through this one. All right. Yeah, Joanne, that's fine. Everybody's a bit different. Some people like to just go with it as is. But I know, as I've said, sometimes it can be a little bit quick, but I've got to get through a lot on, within the hour. Okay, so there we go. We've got this bit of a pattern. Some of it's coming out the border, some of it isn't, and that's absolutely fine. So let's go a bit larger. And I want to focus on these shapes here, these sort of curvy triangle shapes. So let's come on in, and I'm just going to add a bubble. There we go. Let's just reinforce that bubble. There we go. So I'm going to then go around my bubble, and I'm going to follow and work it into one of the corners there. And then here, round into that corner. Okay. And then around into that corner. Okay. So if I go round again and just split up that section there, and around again and split up that section. So see, I've sort of gone about halfway-ish, and there we go again. Okay. Just makes it a little bit different, doesn't it? There we go. And let's sort of come to the next one. Let's put that bubble in again, and then pull it in and around, and then in and around, in and around. So I'm going to those points each time, and then back around. So I'm always reinforcing that bubble there. So it's going to be quite a heavy black when we've done. Okay. And in we go. Same again. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, the Bond films. Yes, it does. I do quite like my Bond films. I'm a bit of a action movie person. I'm not much for the rom-coms, but yeah. There we are. But yeah, a bit of action. So that's me, I'm there. Yeah. Okay. I think that's also, with growing up and having a son, you take him to all the films that are like the Marvel films. There are as available. And, the action films and stuff like that. So you don't tend to go and watch the other ones. Yeah. There we go. And so following the same pattern around as we go. There we go. Just adding in that extra line. Oh, Sonia posted your tile. I'm so excited. Actually, I was quite excited. Last night my mum rang me and she was just checking on the address because she's taking part as well. So I'm proud of my mum. She's done a tile. So yeah, that's great. As long as it gets here. I did go through the postcode a couple of times. So Mum, if you're watching, I hope you've got the right one. It's be fine. Alright, so I'm just taking each one of these triangular shapes in turn and doing exactly the same sort of pattern with it as we're going. Yeah, I know, Hannah, and they are brilliant, aren't they? I do like them. There we go. Now see here, it's sort of, where am I going to take it? Because I've got these points. But if you imagine that this is coming over here somewhere, you sort of want to take it as though it's going over there. So it's, I know it's a little bit random, but it just looks like it's sort of going off the page, doesn't it? Okay, we'll come back to those edge ones in a little bit. Let's just get used to putting these in those shapes first. Okay, and around. And I know I've done some and I've not gone in and split the space, but that's fine. I can come back and do that. Okay, so you're getting carried away, like talking about films and things. Yeah. Okay. See there again. Oh, there's quite a few. Look, I got carried away, didn't I? There we are, look. It's okay though. I can come back and do the same again. The same on those. You can do that if you like. You can go and do all of them first. Have a look at that. And then come back and add to them. You see, we're starting to create something completely random today. And that's quite nice to do that. There's no planning. Well, you have no planning. Obviously, I have planned. There you go. But you don't need to. You don't need to worry about where it's going or what's involved. Just follow it through and just enjoy the process. All right. Oh, no, do you know what though, Sue? I know it's nice to copy, but it's just nice, I think, just to give you that little bit of a challenge now and again. And hopefully you found a bit of inspiration and stuff, or enough inspiration from the video just to sort of give you an idea. See here, like I'm just going to put one here so it looks like it's sort of going off the page, you see? It's not got to be exact. See, that one's just going to have perhaps a line. Just so it sort of continues the pattern. So let's do another one there. Okay, maybe, yeah, just break it up a little bit. Okay, so that's where we are so far. So I'm going to make it a little bit larger again. All right, and I'm going to take each one of these sections now. And let's come on in, and I'm just going to sort of curve the top, see? I'm going to fill in those little sections that are left. And let's do the next one. Come on in and curve. See, this is a little bit weird because it's an odd shape, but you can still curve it and then fill in the space. Oh, Christine, yes, there are. I will be bringing more kits. Just bear with me. It's the same with the pencil boxes. We bringing more of those as well. It's just there's Leslie and myself at the minute, so it's just a case of it's on the list and we're working our way down it as soon as we can, because obviously we've got a pick of the day coming up next week, Friday, so we've got to get that sorted first, which we're well on the way with, which is brilliant news. And I've got something completely new coming on in February. I've got some dies in February, but I've got something new as well. There we are. You see, so much is just now adding those curves. Now you can fill in with the ink as you're going. or you can do all the curves first and then come in and fill it afterwards. It's whatever works best for you. There we go. Okay. Oh, Bridget, yeah, the new folders you mean for the tile swap? Yeah, I've got those on order, so we'll have some of those pretty soon. There we go. Yeah, that one just looks like it's finished there. So back to one we can see. Here we go. Let's add those curves. See, you can fill the space in as you go. You might want to do that just to sort of keep track of where you're going. So there's no rush, and of course you don't have to use black if you don't want to. You can use a different colour. You've got lots of fine liners. Certainly with the Brunzil ones, you can use the fine line end because I know you've got brushes on the other. Okay. Oh, a large hot air balloon stencil. Not a large one, no. I have got set 3 at the stencils. I've got a hot air balloon in it, but the original set 3, it would fit on a 6x6 card. But I haven't gone larger. I did do a colouring class. We did a balloon. I used to draw an image and then we colour it in class. That seems such a long time ago now, because obviously, I'm just going to sort of split that. You know, we haven't had classes for a long time. Yeah, I used to do colouring class. All right. Gosh, that's quite a long time ago I did the balloon. We used to do a lot of steampunky kind of stuff. So, there we go. And just filling in those little gaps. There we go. It's looking quite different, isn't it, now, with having that extra little bit of black. There we are. See, this one is going to have a bit of a split there, isn't it? There you go. And same with that side. So it's very repetitive, this one. And of course, you don't have to particularly, if you don't want to do this tangle within it, you could actually create it a completely different tangle in the centre of these triangle shapes. But I just thought it was nice to squish this one in and see how this works. Plus, having that black in the background, it just gives it that little bit of drama that we're after, just to change the texture up a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to fill that bit in there. Just taking it up to those points. Okay. Yeah, it's looking nice, isn't it? You see the difference between one and the other now. I mean, you could keep it as it is. You don't have to do this. As I say, you could keep splitting it up so you get more and more lines. I'm sure we've done something similar before where we did fill it with lines. Of course, if you're doing the tile swap, you could have filled this with those lovely little bubbles and the line in the middle. Yeah. Oh no, Joanne, it wouldn't be mine then. No. Not at all. So somebody's done a good job of one out there though. No, I'm working on stuff at the minute, but it's not ballooned. It's something maybe to do with. Oh, I don't know if no, I'll not tell you yet. It's a surprise. I don't like spoiling your surprises. I want you to, you know, it's something to look forward to. If you know what it is that's coming, it's not a surprise anymore. There we go. And working my way down. Just, again, adding those little curves. Just enjoying filling those in, you know. If you want to try and use perhaps all different colours, maybe one's red, one's blue. I know, Lynn, sorry. But it'd be worth it, you know. And once you know, you can't take that information back. And you think, oh, okay. been working on it for a little while now, this one, so hopefully you'll like it. Hopefully. There we go. And just filling that one in. No, Ree, I'm not giving anything away at all. Not till next week. But it's kept my little creative team quiet. So they've all been like busy little bees. And that's not a hint. Nothing to do with bees. And it's not, honestly, it's not. No. So you're going to be guessing now. I'm not gonna give it away at all. So just enjoy your tile. Don't worry about next week or the weekend. It is the weekend tomorrow, so that's good. Oh, Waldo, yeah, because I think, is it Friday 29th, isn't it? Yeah, I'll be there. So it's an early get up because it's an early show, isn't it? So there we go. All right, let's have a look at what we've done then. No, Leslie's not allowed to give it away either. Oh, Viv, yes, I see what you mean. Yeah, pastel colour journal, that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? It's, I'll have to have a look at that. It's just getting the papers in, you know, from the mill. There we go. All right. Okay, so that's where we're sort of at the minute. I want to come now and have a little bit of a focus on these sections here. So I know, Julie. Let's have a look at this then. I'm going to start. With a bubble in the middle there. Again, let's just reinforce that bubble. Okay. And let's have another one this side. I've left a bit of a gap, you see. Let's have one that side. See, it's a little bit smaller this time. Oh no, Karen, I think it's a bit too early for me as well. Oh my goodness. All right, let's join them together. There we go. And all right. Okay. And let's do another one of those next to it. Okay. So each time I work either side, I'm just getting a little bit smaller. And a little bit small. See, that was a bit bigger, so I can go even smaller there. And then let's just join them together. All right. Okay, I'm going to do another one over here. And it's just in, there we go. That's Leslie attacking my tea leaves. Yeah, she's not throwing things around the kitchen. Oh, there we go. Right, yeah, let's have a look at where that is. You see, oh, so we've got this little bit of a pattern going on. So let's have a go. Let's go here. Now I'm doing this on purpose because I wanted to bring another in. I'm not going to do every single one the same. So I'm just sort of spreading it out a little bit. There we go. Let's just join them again. Okay. Oh, Joe, your coffee. Yeah, John's coffee. Terrible, terrible. It's really strong coffee. So for his birthday, he did have a real serious coffee machine. He's quite addicted. But no, I'm a tea drinker all the way through. Okay, so I'm going to put another one. Let's have another one up here. So again, let's have that bubble in the middle there. And then bring it down. And again. And again. And let's just join them together. Okay, so we've got a few of those. Oh, Christine, you've got a cake too. That's not fair. We could have a biscuit, but I'd get crumbs all over the place, so we don't want to be doing that. Right, let's do a large one. I'm going to do this big one here because you can see what I'm doing with it. So I'm going to work, this is my point. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to bring another curve down to that point and then down to the point. See? And then I'm going to add a bubble, add a bubble, add a bubble, add a bubble. You see, they're getting bigger each time. It's just sort of filling the space. I'm just going to put a little one and then a little line. Okay. Let's do the same on this one. There we go. Back to the point. Back to the point. Oh, donut, Chris. I can't remember last time I had a donut, actually. A jam donut. Used to give me heartburn, you know, but I've not tried one since, for a long time, actually. It was since my op, and that was like in November. Oh, gosh. Okay. So let's fill this one in. I'm going to do the same thing, look. Let's bring it in. All to that point. And then again, I'm just going to fill it in. All the time, see, I'm reinforcing those bubbles. And another one. There we go. See there, I can actually come in and fill in those spaces, look. You see the difference and how that really changes things. Just adding that extra bit. Honestly, they're talking about donuts and cakes and all sorts.
That's not fair, we want some.
You ain't got any. There we are. Look at that. It's different, isn't it? Okay, so this time I'm gonna bring another one in. I quite like this tangle. So same again, just fill in those bottom sections. There we go. There's less calories anyway with my tea. And I still get the chocolate minty type taste, so. Who needs cake? All right. Okay. Right, so you see we've got these just sort of different patterns. Now we could go on and we could add different ones again, but I think I'm just going to keep it with the two, just so we can keep that theme going. So see again, it's just going in. And see, this one's a little bit smaller, so I'm not going to put 5 in this time. I'm just going to leave it at 3. And yours is going to be slightly different. So if you feel that you need, if you feel that you need to actually have, you know, more or less of these bubbles, then go ahead and you do what suits you and what suits your tile. There we go. Just see, just filling that bubble in. I'm just going to add one, come a little. There we go. Well, Christine, that sounds like one that you'd have to be at home to have to eat. Yeah, you wouldn't be driving after that. Oh, can you do that, Sue? Can you eat a fruit pasta without chewing it? Can you really? I think I've done it a couple of times. Okay, so this one here now, which way do you go? I mean, am I going to have it so it's pointing here or pointing here? I mean, it really doesn't matter. I think sort of it's sort of telling me this one, I want to go here, but I'm actually going to go and break with that feeling and just put it on this one here. And sometimes, I know every bone in my body is now screaming, what are you doing? You should have done it the other way. But do you know what? That's fine. It's my decision and it wasn't planned, but it doesn't matter. That's the thing. See, it's not going to be sort of flower petals all going the same way. That's not what we're doing. So sometimes just breaking away, it felt a bit liberating actually now. Thinking, okay, I've done that. See, I can do another one here. There we go. All right, so again, I'm going to get 3 in. A bubble. There we are. And then here, I think on this one, I think I'm going to just come in now and do the bubbles, you know, either side. And there's nothing stopping you moving back and forth and adding more in if you want to. It's however you feel. There we go. So, okay, let's see. I'm going to have this one. I'm going to point it that way. You see? Absolutely, Lynn. Yeah, there aren't any rules. And sometimes your head's telling you that it's got to be symmetrical or it's all got to match, and it's really difficult to sort of make your pen do something different. So yeah, just sometimes you have to physically make yourself do it, and then you just think, oh, actually that doesn't look too bad at all. I'm glad I did it. Okay, you might have the odd day you think, oh my goodness me, what have I done? But it's not often, you know. There's always ways. There we go. See, adding an extra one in there. See, oh, so I'm going to end up with all of them 3s. Look at that. Maureen, is that cheating though, or is that just one way to say, do you know what? I'm going to bake my way. Yeah. You go for it. If that's good, that's great. And I must admit, I was never a cook really, never a baker. But when I was in school teaching, I actually studied resistant materials. So I taught woodwork and things. But then they said, oh, you have to teach food as well. And textiles and, you know, everything technology based. So I had to learn to cook, really. But so not bad. I can do it. It's just I choose not to, I suppose. But, yeah, it was certainly an interesting couple of lessons. I can remember actually doing ratatouille with year 8s, and just to make it a bit more interesting and fun, I suppose, I used to play music whilst I was doing the demo, and while the kids were doing theirs. So we actually played Ratatouille from Disney, the soundtrack, whilst we were doing Ratatouille. It was great. And at times, we'd put some of the classical music on, so we were like, pretending to be proper chefs. It was great, good fun. You have to make it fun, I know it's not everybody wanted to learn to do it, but it was good. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to, again, add in some of those little bubbles. There we go. Filling that in. All right. Just working my way down there. That's quite a long one, isn't it? So, okay, we've got a couple more left. Okay, let's sort of this one. I'm going to go with one of these, just so I can fill in the bits and colour in a bit. There we go. All right, and you see you get bigger each time, just so you can fill the space. There we go. All right, so this, that one's part of that, so I don't be worrying about that. I think what I am going to do, I'm just going to fill in, I've got a bit of a thing about colouring now, like I'm going to fill in those bubbles there, that we did in the middle of those shapes. There we go. All right, and a couple more. So this is where it evolves. You might have a plan and you might think, I'm going to do such a thing, but, it's okay to change it. It's okay to do something different and just sort of, go off piece a little bit. There's no set rules. There we go. So, see, a couple more there. It helps by turning that tile because you can see things from a different perspective. Okay. There we go. All right, so we've got those coloured in, we've got that done. So now it's a case that I'm going to switch and I'm going to bring in some pencil first. So here we go, just my regular pencil, and I'm just going to go around those shapes, those triangles, and I'm just using the side of my pencil. It just helps me apply a little bit more of the graphite of the pencil without sort of pressing on too much. Oh, did I? Oh, I have, yes. Oh, thank you. There we are. I'd have spotted it when I come to do bits, but there we go. All right. Okay, back to pencil. Thank you for that. There we go. See there? I'm going to go that way. Yeah, that's it. And just fill in each one. There we go. And around there. And you see, I'm not being particularly neat. I'm just going around each of those shapes. Just to sort of get that pencil in. And a little bit. Okay. And working my way around. You see already it's starting to change the look of it. It's starting to get that little bit of depth. Just to work in there. See, just in little sections. Now of course you could actually do each one separately and then bring your tortillon in and shade it. It's absolutely fine. But sometimes I like to sort of keep the magic and wait until the end. So I think that's what we're gonna do today. I think I'm gonna add all the sort of the graphite and the pencil in, and then we're gonna come in with the tortillons. How's that sound? Just to keep it going for a bit. So here we go. That's all that pencil done. Quick sip of tea now. And then I'm going to come on in with some pastel. So I've got a red. There we go. That's my pastel look. That's my the bronzeals. And I'm going to choose one of the shapes. I think I'm going to go with this one. And I'm going to sort of add some to that middle bit there. There we go. So you see, I'm working with this exactly the same as I would with a pencil, as I'm just adding in some colour. I'm not trying to sort of colour or shade in any way. Okay, same with this. I'm just picking out now the same tangles that we did earlier. So it's not going to be every single one. There we are. See, starting with that point, just putting some colour down. There we are. And one there, look. And one there. Okay, one up here. And let's have some there. Okay, let's have a look at that. So you see where we're coming with that. I'm also going to add a little bit to the top end of each one. So same sort of shape that we're working on, but just adding a little bit, just a little bit less, you see, at the top ends there. Okay. So then I'm going to bring in, I've got a yellow here, it's sort of a goldeny yellow. There we go, hang on a second. There we are, look. And I'm just going to add a little bit of that. I'm not going to try and blend it too much, you see, just, you're all right to leave a bit of a gap. But if it's fine. Oh, I missed out a bit of red there, look. There we are. So it's not sort of a really bright yellow, this one. It's a little bit more subdued, more goldeny. But that's all right. Oh yeah, a bit kaleidoscope, isn't it? Yeah. Get it, you know, I know we've spent time and we've put this pattern down, all this tangle, but we're not now trying to be precious about it and colour it in neatly or try and get every bubble in there. It's all about just bringing that little bit of colour in, isn't it? And again, just little bits at the top there, okay? So then let's come in with something different. I think I'm going to come in with the, I'm going to use the purple and the blue. So let's bring the blue, no, let's bring the purple first. And I'm going to do the same again, but on these sections now. So just adding that purple, top and bottom, see? There we go. Again, you can use any colour. You could have used the same colour if you like. You don't have to use more. Or you could have just come in and done this with your pencil. Oh, best sharpener. I tell you what I've got here. Hang on a second. And it's a Derwent sharpener. Hang on. There we go. And it's specifically for pastel pencils. So I found that one, and yes, Yvonne, turn the pencil, turn the sharpener, not the pencil. So you do have to be more careful with pastels because they're very, very soft. So that's what I use. Okay, so that's all the purple. So a touch of blue. You see again, I'm not colouring it in. I'm just applying the colour there. Okay. Now I quite like the fact that, you know, it looks a little bit kaleidoscopy. So I actually might see if I can add a bit more colour in places. So here we go, a bit of blue, see, there we go. Alright. Okay. So whilst I've got that, I'm going to bring in just a touch of green. Not much, just a little bit, see, just sort of in places. You see, because it's pastel, you don't have to seriously colour it. I'm just adding little bits here and there because it's going to blend with the tortillon. There we go. Okay. And then being that I've added 3 there, I'm going to use a bit of yellow, brighter yellow, see, just along with those colours there, just to sort of bring that out a touch. Okay, you see I'm seriously not trying to go into the centre though, because I need a little bit of a white highlight just to bring it out. So I'm still working just on the ends. There we go. Okay, oh, a bit there. Right, okay, so let's see what we've got here then. First of all then, I've actually got 3 tortillons here. I've cleaned them all off with a little bit of sandpaper because what I don't want to be doing is mixing my colours so they go muddy. They're soft pastels, Sarah. They're, there we go again, they're my Brunzels. Oh, there you go. There you are. They're ever so soft, very, very chalky. Okay, so let's start with my regular pencil. There we are. And all I'm going to do very, very gently is I'm just going to work my way around, just in very, very small sort of swirly, circly shapes. Because again, what I'm wanting to do, if I can, is keep a little bit of the paper showing in the middle there. So we've got that little bit of highlights. So just be really gentle. I'm actually holding my tortillon halfway up, because then I'm not forced to add too much pressure. I'm just going in very, very small swirls. There we are. And I'm just working on the graphite pencil sections. There we go. See, just working it in. And I'm not trying to sort of mix it with anything else. I'm keeping it in its own space. Right, just really gently. There we go. Just touching it. Small swirls and keeping that little bit in the middle, if possible. There we go. So I'm working from one to the next. Now you want to be careful at this point because you've got pastels all over the place. So don't put your hand on it because otherwise it'll smudge and we don't want that. Okay. And then here we go again, just onto this one. Like I say, I'm just building it up now and working on small sections. There we are. Just in little bits. There we go. Okay. And this is the build-up. This is the bit that gets quite exciting because you've drawn it and you think, yeah, it looks okay, it looks fine that, but you start to do this and you start to add in a bit of colour and a bit of shade. Before you know it, it's totally transformed it. Okay, I do have a white pen handy, and I think I'm going to use that before I go on and soften the edges of the rest of the pastel. Remember this black dot that we coloured here? So I'm going to come in with the white and I'm just going to add a touch of white, you see, just to each one of those. So even on that one at the bottom end there. There we go. See, I'm just not colouring with it, just touching it. You see. There we go. Now you could use your white pastel for this if you haven't got your gel pen handy. I just think it looks quite nice with the white in there. Okay, so I'm gonna, you see I've now got graphite, see on the end of that one, so I'm gonna put that to one side and I'm gonna bring in another one that I've cleaned. Well, cleaned-ish. So here we go. I'm just gonna now ever so gently work from the centre there and just push that pastel up and into the space. You see how it's going to blend as we go? And then from here, push up bank. Really gently, because I'm not trying to sort of push it too far. I just want it to blend them together. You see? A little bit there. But again, I'm leaving this sort of gap of a highlight there. Alright, same again. So I'm not onto the swirls now, I'm onto just pushing it from that point upwards, you see? Oh, Nadia, now I know what you mean. It's, yeah, we've all helped each other, haven't we, on this, certainly on this particular site. It's, you know, we come together a couple of times a week and I think it's made a real difference. It has to me anyway. Keeps me going, you know. Right, there we are. So again, I'm following exactly the same process. You see how that red moves into that sort of yellow, which moves into the brighter one. We're getting this sort of warm glow of a pinky, reddy orange, almost sunsetty, isn't it? There we go. And same again. Working it up and around. You see, I'm turning the tile because it just makes life easier to work in a direction that's comfortable and you get a better result from it. So you want to be making sure that you know, you don't want to sort of try and do something that's uncomfortable. I don't want that. See, just working my way along it. Okay. Oh, Viv. See, that's it, isn't it? You know, we just come and have a bit of a chat, but, you know, we focus on what we're doing here. And then, of course, I think coming back to it as well, looking at the tiles afterwards, you know, if you're feeling a bit low and you know, you're on your own, go back through your tiles and look at them and it evokes the memories again of the time we've spent, you know, and we have a laugh at what we were talking about. And it just makes a difference. Okay. So I'm just working on the reddy, orange, yellow ones. I've not touched the purpley ones yet. And to be honest, I'm not sort of zoomed out yet because I want you to see it all when it's done now. Okay. So there's that one. So then I'm going to put, look, this one now's got a little bit, see it's a bit red on the side. I don't want to actually put that in with my purple now. So again, cleaned one off a bit. And I'm going to start the process again. But now, you see, because I've got a clean tortie on, it's giving me a clean colour. And that's what we're after. We don't want to sort of muddy them so they all look the same. Oh, it's nice with that little bit of green in there, actually. I think it's made a difference. Glad I did that now. You see? So let's then just bring that one in. And there. Okay. Again, the nice thing is we're not trying to colour what's underneath. That's become the background almost. It's all now about what colour we're putting on the top. So we're just brushing it out one to the other. You see, look, I've leaned on it there, you see? Oh, I don't know. Well, that's okay. I'll do my blending, and then I'll come and just blow at that end. Alright, and then get my very gentle rubber out. Just clean that up a little bit. Okay. Working my way around and along. Oh, going off there, wasn't I? Sorry. There we are. Oh, you know, the colour difference. I'm so glad I chose to do different colours. It's really made a difference. I don't know if you can see yours, if you're actually working on yours with me. But I'll show you this in a minute. We're not quite finished, but we're not far off now. All right, you ready? Look at that. Yeah, see, we're not quite finished, but it's certainly coming on. So, okay. I'm going to come back in with my pen, my regular pen. And just coming in, and I'm just going to sort of, looking at these shapes, I'm just going to come back in and reinforce that line just part way, and then part way from the other side too. So I've got a little bit of a gap in the middle. Now I know you might not see that completely, but I know it's there, and it's going to make a difference because it's going to give that a little bit more depth. You see it, that bit, and not sort of like cover it all the way through. Oh. So I'm just going to work my way around each one of these shapes, you see, and just reinforce that line on either side. There we go. And then of course this side too. There we go. Now you might sort of lose your way a little bit depending on if you've actually, you know, not like me, you've gone around this logically. But if you sort of step back a bit, you'll see which ones you have and which ones you haven't done. It's just a case of just, you know, gradually working your way around. There we go. See, that one I've done, but this one I haven't. Just sort of redefining. If you're not sure, you'll definitely see your lines sort of where you've got your bit of pastel there. It makes a difference. There we go. And definitely that one. See, you can see it just sort of neatens the edges up a little bit as well, and it just puts the colours back in their own space, because you know you might have gone over a little bit with the torch on. There we are. And it just helps tidy it up a little bit, but again we're just adding that little bit in there. There we go. Okay, just bringing it in. And this is just like the finishing touch really, the final little bits that make a difference. Aha, there we go. And just bringing it round. Now of course, because we've used pastels, if you were to put this straight into your sketch pad or any kind of book that you're using, it will brush off. Well, I say brush off, some of it will come off and go onto the page when you close it. So that's fine, we know that. So how do we stop it? There's a couple of ways. You can use hairspray, that's the cheapest, most cost-effective way of doing it, and it makes it smell nice. Just use a bit of hairspray and that will help to fix it. Or you could use a spray fixative, which is a bit more expensive, but you can get them. And that, again, that's a spray that you spray on and it will fix, as it says, the colours in place. That just then means that, yeah, you can still apply more colour over the top of it if you want to. And that works quite well. Or you can permanently do it by using a spray and shine. You can get glitter ones, you can get plain ones. But that then will completely cover it. I'm just coming in now with a black pastel pencil, and just in those, you can see where they've got like a bit of a centre. So I'm just sort of coming in and just adding in a touch of black. You see, I'm just working my way around them, just in those centres. All right, just around those little bits. See, I might have got a little bit of one hanging in there, look. Not much of one there. Okay, you see how that suddenly has sort of brought that difference there. Now again, let's just have a quick look, because you might have the same sort of thing. You see here, I've got a little bit of pastels there. Just blow it off. It's not really moving much, so I know there's not much there, but I've got a really nice soft rubber, and I'm just going to come on in and just take it out. Now if you find that you've got too much of it and you can't rub it, then the easiest way is actually just to come in with a pencil. Hang on a second, let me just, there you go, see that's worked fine. But what you could also do, here we go, is come in with your regular pencil, and I'm not going to do it on this one, if that's okay, and just put pencil around the outside of your border, and then use a torchon just to soften it, and that will actually, you know, give it a bit of shadow. So that I'm just going to, I think, on that border, you see I'm starting to faff now, but I'm just going to add a heavier line. And again, if I'd perhaps fixed this, I might put my ruler on, but I don't want to risk, you know, losing that sort of fixture there at the minute. There we go, see? Let's just redefine that border. There we go. So, tile 106. My goodness me. Now, if you haven't done a tile for the tile swap yet, so you're thinking you're not sure, you don't really know what to do, you could, yeah, faffing, you could do this tile, and you could, as I say before, see the triangles, you could fill it with that lovely little bubble shape, or you could fill the petal shapes in with it. So you could actually reproduce this, but just use that different tangle in there. So there's options, isn't there? There's a lot that you can do. So, you know, don't sort of feel a bit shy or feel that it's not good enough and you can't do it. If you've been able to produce this tile today, you can do it. So yeah, have a look and see what you think. So there we go. There's our tile. Now I'll show you my little sort of sketchy one. So there's the coloured version. This one a little bit different, I say, because I've used slightly different patterns and things, but you can see there where you've got a slightly different version. But if you want to stick with just the black and white and the pencil, fine, go for it. That's all you've got to do. But if you want to add a touch of colour and be a little bit different, then maybe you want to try the other. So a couple to choose from there. Let's just see how you go. So, all right then, what we're going to be doing next week? Well, next week we're back on Wednesday. So not Monday. Monday I only do it every third Monday of the month because that's our tile swap. So yeah, it's going to be Wednesday. On Create and Craft on Friday. So I need to just let you know on times and whether we'll be doing a tile at the normal time or whether we'll be doing it sort of later on in the day. But we'll still do one regardless. So have fun with this one. See where you end up with it. Oh yeah, black tiles. They would be lovely on black, wouldn't it? And a bit of pastel, maybe the bright yellows and things in there. But yeah, have a lovely weekend, everybody. Stay safe out there. You know, just put your feet up, a cup of tea. You know, just do everything that you've got to do to sort of look after yourself and your family. And we will, all being well, see you back here on on Wednesday. So yeah, see you on Wednesday. Take care, everybody.